Transitions are an editing topic that I get asked about quite a lot. Now, for those of you that are new to video editing, there's a huge range of fancy options in most of your editing software, and they can look very tempting. Cut scene. And unfortunately, they're one of the quickest ways to make your videos look unprofessional and cheap. So when you're starting out editing, it's really important that you don't just jump straight to the effects and transitions and start throwing them all throughout your timeline. I know it's hard. The last thing you want to do is disrupt the flow of your video. So the best transitions become part of the storytelling and the viewer doesn't even notice them. Let me interrupt. Never ever use the star wipe or any other cheesy effect ever. So what should you do? Well, the trick is to not use any of those built-in transitions. The key to make your video flow more smoothly is to time your edits well. If you do this right, a straight cut between two shots is more than enough. So look to make your cuts between sentences or at the end of paragraphs or sections, never mid-word or mid-sentence if possible. You can also use jump cuts, which is where you zoom in on your footage slightly to help break up the shot, which makes it more interesting for people watching. It can also be used to help emphasize specific points which you feel are important. So just like in a conversation, people tend to lean in a little bit when they're saying something important. So zooming in on a face in video production is bringing you closer to the audience while you deliver the key parts of your message. To do a jump cut well, it means you'll need to be shooting at a higher resolution than the resolution that you're going to output at. So if you're filming at 1080, you could actually output at 720, and it means you've got a lot of room to play with between the 720 and 1080. And when you zoom in, you're not going to lose any quality. So if you're looking to output in 1080p, then I'd suggest that you try to film at 2K or 4K if possible. The only transitions I think you should ever use in video editing are your cross dissolve or cross fade, or a dip to black or a dip to white. The only exception to this rule would be if you're animating in titles or you're getting creative for a section of your video, then you can look at things like a slide or a wipe transition that might help with the effect you're after. So again, it's all about timing and making your cuts or your edits at the appropriate times, and using jump cuts if you need to help break up your shot and to keep your audience interested. So keep that in mind and forget about the fancy transitions. If you found this video helpful, we'd really appreciate a share or a thumbs up or a comment. If not, thumb it down, we'd love the feedback. Make sure you subscribe over at primalvideo.com/subscribe for all the weekly updates. We'll see you next time.